us now from the Smith Fieldhouse to preview the doubleheader, specifically the first game against the Rider Broncs, is the voice of BYU men's and women's volleyball on BYU TV. He is Jarom Jordon. Jarom, you got the best seat in the house, man. We're starting the season, number 10 team. How are things going over there?
Great. It's great to be back in the Smith Fieldhouse. It's going to be a fun day of volleyball. We got 4 matches here, obviously, with BYU and Rider, as you mentioned. Thanks for calling them the Broncs. Literally at the beginning of the week, I was like, oh, they're the Broncs, not the Broncos? We're all getting used to that one, which is fun. But obviously, and you guys talked about it at the beginning of the show, Duke in Provo is rare. I haven't looked through every team's history with series and opponents, but having Duke in Provo is pretty awesome. And Ohio State on the same day, as you mentioned, Dave, which is great. And then Washington State is a team that finished in the top 25, went to the NCAA tournament, won a game. They had a serious injury to their best player. Otherwise, they might have gone a little further in the tourney. They're just out in the AVCA poll. So we've got BYU and Washington State, which is coming up Saturday night. Duke tonight first, as you mentioned. Ryder, who's just to my right over here, waiting for Duke and Wazoo behind us, which you can watch on the BYU TV app, by the way, as we speak. So we'll be live at noon. And this BYU team's ranked number 10 in the country. They returned 4 really quality pieces from last year and inject some really talented freshmen. I'm excited about the season. I think this is another WCC champ, Sweet 16 kind of group.
This is the last year for women's volleyball before the Big 12. They're picked to win the league. Whitney Bauer was on with us yesterday talking about pressure and expectation. And there's so much that goes into the very first game, even if you're expected to dominate. And, of course, Duke, as you mentioned, later tonight. But what are the challenges for this BYU team here with a challenging schedule to start?
I think BYU's used to this. Every player but the freshmen and some of the transfers come in, and they know what the standard is. Heather Olmstead, by the way, isn't just the winningest coach active among college volleyball coaches by win percentages. It's all time. So this program is used to winning conference championships, used to getting to at least the Sweet 16. They've done that in 6 of the 7 years under Heather, and in 2018 went to the Final Four, as we know. They know they've got to bring it, and they have a schedule that is tougher than last year. BYU was ranked 4th to end the regular season, but got an 11 seed. This year, if BYU is ranked 4th at the end of the season, they're going to get a top 4 seed because they play an incredible schedule. They've got 5 ranked teams on the schedule, 3 in the top 10. They're all going to be in a row in a couple of weeks, starting, as you guys talked about with Whitney yesterday. I watch the show when I'm not on sometimes. Big fan. Pitt next Saturday, as you mentioned. Then they go to Atlanta, and they play Georgia Tech and Ohio State, who are also in the top 10. Then you come home, you go to at Utah, who's ranked 22nd. So this group is ready. Whitney Bauer, Volleyball Magazine article. I'm going to get pegged by a ball here at some point, so I'm not looking. But Whitney Bauer, Volleyball Magazine yesterday, put out an article that said she's the most underrated center in the country. The only reason she's not in the USA pipeline a little bit more, guys, because she's 5'9". If she was 6 foot, maybe she'd be an opposite. But she's amazing. Heather Knighting at middle blocker is back for her senior year. Erin Livingston at outside. To me, she's taken the jump. We've got to see it. She's going to play all 6 rotations for the first time in her career. And Kate Grimmer at opposite was the first-team all-conference player before Kenzie Kerber had the one and done last year, which, by the way, Kenzie going to be roaming the sidelines for us this season, which will be fun. Yeah, fantastic to have Kenzie on board with our BYU TV Sports crew. Okay, Jarom, before we let you turn around and watch more volleyball and get prepared to call Rider and BYU, we do, because it's football eve of sorts on the college football circuit, we have been discussing stock options. And you need your say. As a big fan of this program, you need to have your say, okay? So who has the highest stock right now of any BYU football player? Blake Freeland, no question. I agree with what was said earlier. Blake Freeland is on a lot of first-round boards, which is awesome. And here's a guy who, if he plays well this season, he's going to earn a lot of dough. Like, Blake could take all of us to lunch several times and not even notice a dent. So Blake is the highest stock guy at this point preseason. A lot of great momentum for him going into the offseason and into this year. He's got to deliver now. Okay. Now, we discussed some middling stock options as well. Kind of like we're waiting to see. We think it's going to be pretty good, but we're waiting to see. Dave went with Keanu Hill. I chose Chris Brooks because we're high on those guys, but it's not like we need to see a little bit more. Who's the middling stock option for you? Just to provide a different angle than what you guys did, Isaac Rex. Here's a guy who had 12 touchdowns as a freshman 2 years ago. Had a couple last year, gets hurt late in the season against USC. He's back. He's not full go. He's expected to be full go in game 1, but I think we'll really start to see him later in the season. Now, he's not going to put up the same kind of numbers that he did as a freshman. 12 TDs is just ridiculous. There are too many options on this team, and BYU's not playing that schedule, right? But I do expect Isaac Rex to be more of a red zone target for BYU. And there are a lot of options, but I'd love to see him kind of get in that 400 to 500-yard range with about 5 or 6 touchdowns, and then come back for a senior year where he just crushes it.
Sean Arulian on Facebook, Jarom says that Jaron Hall is the obvious answer, but I think I'll say Ryan Rico. This one is for Jaron.
Oh, yeah, the highest stock, he's saying Ryan Rico. Though Sarah's saying Ryan Rico.
Yeah, Ryan, listen, I'm probably going to die on this hill, but yeah, Ryan Rico at his position is the best player on the team. Does that mean he's going to be the highest draft pick of BYU? No. But it means that BYU may have a punter drafted. Like, Ryan's that good, and the offense is too good for this to be noticed, okay? This is a great problem. We don't see Ryan a lot. He just shows up, does his job, and bounces, right? And sometimes he fake punts against, who was it, Louisiana Tech or Troy or something for like 40 yards up 40. Sometimes that happens too.
All right, okay, Jaron, one more. We've got long shot stock, and you can go any direction you want with this, okay? It could be super long shot. Dave, he went to back quarterback Jacob Conover, and so that was a projection of like, well, just maybe they might need him this year. I jokingly said this morning, it's maybe it's my Dogecoins, Cash Peterman, right? Okay.
Like a nickel.
Yeah. Who's your long shot stock option for BYU football?
It's a good question where it's like, okay, right now we're not expecting this person to have a massive impact, but perhaps suddenly, and then you got to sell quick. If that's the case. How about Dallin Holker? Okay. Here's a guy who in 2018 we were super high on. We've been high on. We're excited about him. Let's see this guy do more, right? There are a lot of options. Again, it's tough in the BYU offense to really crack that for some big numbers. But what if Dallin Holker is a guy who has like 8 touchdowns this year and is just a third down machine, like Dennis Pitta light, but like way more likable? What if Dallin Holker is that guy?
Okay. All right. I mean, technically my long shot stock option was not Dallin Holker. It was Braden Cosper, because I think he's just kind of lost down there, but he's been super consistent. So
top 4 guy right now among those receivers that we haven't really talked about, Braden. I think we need to, given what we're hearing and seeing from practice.
I just hope, Dave, we don't need your long-term stock option a lot in Jacob Conover.
He'll be ready if called
on.
Hey,
he's going to hand off a ton to Miles Davis at the end of games, and BYU's up 17+, you know?
All right.
True.
Hey, Jarom, we look forward to the doubleheader of BYU volleyball on BYU TV and BYU TV app. Good luck, man. We'll be watching.
Thanks. Let's go, baby.